Any longtime Animal Crossing player will tell you that New Horizons is missing a ton of features from the previous games in the series. One of my favorite features was New Leaf's Tortimer Island. Kappn would take you away on his boat to the island, which was set in a perpetual summertime season, perfect for catching tons of beetles to make bells fast, or using Club Tortimer to collect exclusive items, or go play minigames either solo or multiplayer. There was a lot to do on this little island, so let's talk about it while I work on a little fun family portrait of the long-lost Kappa family. Hey, it's Alyssa, back with another video, and this week I want to reminisce a little bit. I want to talk about New Leaf, and specifically the Tortimer Island feature, and the Kappa family and what the heck ever happened to Kappn. So Kappn has been a series staple since the beginning of Animal Crossing. In the first game for GameCube, he would take you across the ocean to the little island that you could unlock if you had the special Game Boy Advance cable and all that fun stuff. I never had this stuff growing up, so I really like watching YouTube videos about it to kind of see a side of one of my favorite games that I never got to see before. So Kappn was there singing sea shanties from the beginning. He was also in every other game serving as either a taxi or bus or boat driver, up until now, where he's completely missing in action from New Horizons. My favorite version of Kappn is the version who takes you over to Tortimer Island, because not only do you get to meet him, but you get to meet his wife, his mother, the grandma of the family, and their little baby. I think it's really sweet to see like the extended family members of specific characters. It would be cool if we got to meet, Isabel's family besides Digby, or if we got to meet more of Tom Nook's extended Tanuki family or something like that. I just think it's a really cute idea. And we haven't seen any of these characters since either. So what Tortimer Island was, if you never played New Leaf, basically you'd take the little boat over with Kappn, he'd sing some sea shanties, and you'd skip them by repeatedly pressing A and B after you've done this a million times. I sure wish there was a way to skip through Sahara's dialogue in New Horizons, but moving on. So he'd take you across in his little boat to Tortimer Island, and from there you could either go on tours with Leilani, the wife, you could shop with Graham at the little gift shop, the souvenir shop, where you could get exclusive wetsuits and items that were unique to the island, or you could sell stuff for 5% of their value to Layla, the daughter, who acted as basically a glorified disposal system. Though honestly, sometimes I get so sick of that phone call from the Nooks in the morning when I use the deposit box that I would almost want somebody like this on the New Horizons island to just take my stuff, give me a little bit of bells, and let me go about my day the following day, skip the cutscene. So these family members keep the whole ship running on Tortimer Island. And there were actually quite a few different things you could do on Tortimer Island. Like I mentioned in the intro to this video as well as last week's video, I mainly used Tortimer Island as a way to beetle farm for big amounts of bells without having to play the stock market, which was a little bit more difficult back in those days. You can see last week's video all about that. So I used this mainly as a money generating island, though there were other things you could do on Tortimer Island that were almost as fun. I really liked beetle farming because it was very zen and chill, and I would often do it on flights when I was going to and from home, and I didn't want to think about the plane turbulence. I could just zone out and play New Leaf and go beetle farming. But I also really liked going on different island tours as a more zen, chill kind of activity too. So what island tours were is you would go up to Kappa's wife, Leilani, at the desk and tell her you'd like to go on a tour. So there were a whole variety of different activities you could do in these tours, ranging from fossil hunting, iron ore hunting, bug and fish gathering, to my favorite type of tour, which was the gardening tour. And basically all of these are just timed activities that you perform, and the better you do, especially in the higher difficulty tiers like Elite, the better you do, the more medals you're given so that you can go spend those in the souvenir shop, which is run by the Grandma Kappa. But basically, the better you do at these, the more medals you earn. My favorite tour, as I mentioned, the gardening tour, basically what you had to do is you were given a field to run around in for I think 3 or 5 minutes or whatever the time limit was, and you had to go gather flowers either of a certain type or a certain color or both, and it was like just a little flower scavenger hunt, like go dig up all the red pansies or whatever the particular challenge was for that tour. It was very zen and relaxing to me in much the same way that farming beetles was. So I really liked the gardening tour. I think my least favorite tour of all was the balloon hunt ones, or were the balloon hunt ones, I should say. Only because the wind changing direction was very, very annoying. I would prefer it if it was just a rapid stream of balloons going quickly across the screen that you have to pop. It was very frustrating to run all the way to the other side of the map and just barely catch one balloon, only for the wind to change direction and spawn a bunch of balloons on the whole other side of the map. Very frustrating, 0 out of 10. Would not recommend this tour if you plan on playing New Leaf at any point. It was just not my thing. But let me know in the comments below if you guys ever did these tours and what your favorites were in the comments below. I'm kind of curious to see if anybody loved the balloon tour. That was just not my thing. But you didn't always have to play these solo. So one of the things you could buy at the souvenir shop with 50 medals is you could trade those medals in for a membership to Club Tortimer. It's like an island inside of an island. So you get to go, with Club Tortimer, you get to go to a random island online that you get matched up with random players from all over the place. I think it was either based on your area or it was like a worldwide type of Club Tortimer experience. And you could go on tours with these people you were matched up with, or you could just hunt fish and bugs together. I personally only really went to the Club Tortimer Islands because I was interested in the Club Tortimer exclusive items. A lot of these items, I think most if not all of these items, actually made their way into New Horizons as just regular run-of-the-mill items. Including some of my favorites like the Sea Globe and the Whirlpool Bathtub. But these were a little bit more rare and highly coveted in New Leaf because they were exclusively sold on Club Tortimer, and not all the items were sold on the same day at the same time and all that stuff, so you'd have to come back if you really, really wanted that Whirlpool tub, which I did, and I eventually got, and I was so proud of it. So it was worth going if you were looking to fill out your item catalog or anything like that, or just have more cute items for your house. And while I never really participated in the multiplayer aspect besides literally going to Club Tortimer to go shopping and then leave, there was a multiplayer element to these mini-games, these tours. You could play them with friends, and I think that would be a really cool, nice thing to bring into New Horizons because there's really nothing to do with your friends except look around each other's islands and go shopping, unless you want to get really creative and invent a musical chairs game or some other type of maze or game on your own island. But it would be nice to have some games that are like in place and ready to be played with friends. And it would breathe some much needed life into New Horizons if we had somewhere to visit outside of our island that wasn't just the mystery islands that we get with the dodo birds. Those are nice and all if you're villager hunting or whatever, but there's not a whole lot to do on those islands unless you get lucky and you get trapped on Scorpion Island or Tarantula Island and make a lot of money. But at this point in the game, especially for people who have been with New Horizons since day one and have been active with turnip trading, money doesn't really matter, and we need new things to do in the game at this point. So I think something like a Tortimer Island would be awesome if we could get together with our friends on this island, or even match up with random players around the world and get together and play games, or hunt bugs and fish together, all making some chaos on this little tiny island with like 7 other players. I think that would be really fun, and it would get a lot of people back into playing the game who've let it sit and gather dust for the last, 6 to 8 months. I think something like Tortimer Island would be really cool. And I really like seeing Kappn and his entire extended family as part of the game. It just added a little bit more richness and a little bit more background to some of these characters' stories that I thought was pretty cool. There was a data leak recently that suggested that the southern edges of our islands are getting extended a little further south, and there's a lot of speculation about what this could be, if it is going to be something like a Tortimer Island, or if it's just going to be, your islands are now expandable and larger. I'm personally hoping this is something like a Tortimer Island or an outside place to go visit, and I'm also hoping that this incorporates the dock that we all have on our islands that is mysterious and completely unused. The secret beach we all figured was for something ended up being for Red, So the dock has to be for something, and I think it's tied to this expansion. That's just my speculation, but then again, we've all been waiting for Brewster for how many months now and have been let down over and over again, so I'm really not going to get my hopes up about this, but I just have a feeling that it's something we can go visit using the dock and using Kappn as the boat driver. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you think this data leak suggests something like a Tortimer Island, or at least Kappn coming to take us away in his boat? Do you think Kappn will never return to the game again, or will never see his family again, and will never see anything like Tortimer Island again? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a special thank you to my patrons. If you want to support the channel, it's only $5 a month, which gets you exclusive access to real-time paint process footage, exclusive sketches, and a little special thank you at the end of my videos, like what you're seeing on the screen right now. If you want to support the channel for free, you can always hit subscribe if you haven't done that already, or sign up for my monthly newsletter at alyssaaaron.com/hi. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.